Imagine a massive dragon guarding a castle and its moat. This is a myth, yet it highlights the allure of moats. They were often depicted in stories as something magical. In reality, they were not protected by mythical creatures, but were significant in defending castles. Moats have always captured the imagination, becoming a staple in tales of knights and castles. Moats were not merely decorative, but served a crucial defensive purpose. They were a physical barrier that made it difficult for enemies to approach the castle walls. Enemies had to cross these watery defenses, making them vulnerable to attacks from the castle. This concept turned moats into a symbol of strength and security. Moats also had psychological impacts. To an attacker, a moat represented a formidable obstacle. It was a visual reminder of the stronghold's impregnability. This deterrence was often enough to make enemies think twice before launching an assault. Thus, moats were essential not only in physical defense but also in psychological warfare. Despite their practical use, the idea of a dragon-filled moat persists in popular culture. This blend of fact and fiction adds a layer of mystique to the concept of moats. They are more than just historical structures. They are a bridge between reality and fantasy. Moats came in various forms, each serving a specific purpose. The most common type was the wet moat filled with water. These moats could be natural or artificial. Natural moats utilized existing bodies of water, such as rivers or lakes. Artificial moats required extensive construction. They needed to be dug manually and lined to hold water. Dry moats were another type. Instead of water, they relied on depth and obstacles. These moats were often filled with spikes, pits, or other deterrents. Dry moats were particularly useful in areas where water was scarce. They still provided a formidable barrier without relying on water. Some castles combined both types, featuring a wet moat on one side and a dry moat on another. This combination maximized defensive capabilities. The construction of these moats was a significant engineering feat. Builders needed to account for the terrain, water sources, and the overall design of the castle. The process of constructing a moat was labor-intensive. Workers used simple tools like shovels and picks. Despite the lack of advanced machinery, medieval builders achieved impressive results. The concept of moats evolved significantly over time. In the early medieval period, moats were simple ditches. As castle designs became more sophisticated, so did moats. They became wider and deeper, reflecting advancements in engineering and construction techniques. The materials used also improved, with some moats featuring stone linings. During the high medieval period, moats became an essential part of castle defense. They were integrated into the overall design of the castle. Builders experimented with different shapes and sizes. Some moats were circular, while others were square or irregular. This variety helped in adapting to different terrains and strategic needs. The Renaissance period saw further advancements. Moats began to feature more elaborate designs. Some included drawbridges and integrated traps. These enhancements made moats even more formidable. The use of gunpowder and cannons also influenced moat design. Builders had to consider new types of attacks and adapt accordingly. By the end of the medieval period, moats had reached their peak in terms of design and functionality. However, the advent of modern warfare led to their decline. The development of artillery and explosives rendered traditional moats less effective. Despite this, the legacy of moats continued, influencing modern defensive strategies. Several castles are renowned for their iconic moats. One of the most famous is the Tower of London. Its moat was once filled with water, serving as a formidable defense. Today, the moat is dry, but it remains a significant part of the castle's history. The site of the moat evokes images of medieval knights and battles. Another notable example is Bodiam Castle in England. Its picturesque moat remains filled with water. The reflection of the castle in the moat creates a stunning visual effect. Bodiam Castle's moat is a prime example of the combination of aesthetic beauty and practical defense. It attracts numerous visitors each year, drawn by its timeless charm. In Japan, the Osaka Castle features an impressive moat system. The castle has both an inner and outer moat. These moats are wide and deep, reflecting the Japanese approach to castle defense. The moats of Osaka Castle are still filled with water, adding to the site's historical ambience. Château de Chillon in Switzerland is another castle with a famous moat. Located on the shores of Lake Geneva, the moat merges seamlessly with the lake. This natural integration made the castle nearly impregnable. The moat's water provided both defense and an essential resource for the castle's inhabitants. The legacy of moats continues to influence modern architecture. While they are no longer used for defense, their design principles remain relevant. Modern structures often incorporate water features for aesthetics and practical purposes. The concept of a barrier, whether physical or psychological, is still applied in various forms. In popular culture, moats remain a symbol of medieval times. Films, books, and video games often depict castles with moats. These representations keep the idea of moats alive in the public imagination. They serve as a reminder of a bygone era, filled with knights, battles, and grand fortresses. Some modern homes even feature moats as part of their landscaping. These moats are decorative, adding a touch of medieval charm to the property. They reflect a fascination with history and a desire to connect with the past. While these moats serve no defensive purpose, they enhance the beauty of the surroundings. The evolution of moats from simple ditches to complex defensive systems is a true testament to human ingenuity. Their legacy endures in architecture and culture. Moats remind us of the importance of defense and the creative solutions developed to protect homes and fortresses. They are a bridge between the practical and the mythical, embodying the spirit of medieval innovation. In conclusion, the evolution of castle moats showcases the ingenuity and strategic brilliance of ancient architects. From mythical allure to modern legacy, moats have played a crucial role in the defense and aesthetics of castles. Thank you for watching this video on Tasty Lemon Films. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content.